Hey guys, here's the long overdue request for my everyday makeup look. This is one of the versions I do on a regular basis, so hope you like it. So first things first, we're going to do foundation. I'm going to use the Makeup Forever HD foundation, and I mix two colors together to get my skin tone. I'm just going to apply it with a clean sponge, and I'm going to blend it around my whole face. See there, I'm just kind of focusing on getting it into the creases under my eyes because I kind of have a bit of a wrinkle situation there. But I'm also putting it on really sheer because I don't want too much makeup all over my face. Then I'm just going to take the Kryolan concealer wheel. It's a relatively thick concealer. I'm just going to apply it with my finger on my dark circles and any areas where there might be some redness. I like this concealer, but it's definitely not for everyone. So yeah, I'm going to use this setting powder now all over my face. It's my school brand, but it's just a slightly darkened setting powder. And I'm going to put that on with a big brush, sweeping it on, just to kind of keep everything in place and not sliding around throughout my day. Next, I'm going to use Revlon Skin Lights Face Illuminator Powder. It's kind of like a mix between a bronzer and a highlight. It's pretty awesome. I'm just using that on the big brush again, and I'm going to apply that to my cheekbones, my forehead a little bit, the bridge of my nose, my chin, just where you would put a highlight color, but keep in mind that it is a little bit dark. So I like this for the summertime. It gives your skin a nice glow. Now I'm using MAC Fleet Fast Blush. This was a limited color, but it's just really nice. It's kind of similar to NARS Orgasm, but it's got less shimmer to it. I'm putting that on the apples of my cheeks, and you can see I blend it up into my hairline. That's just the shape of blush that I like to use for myself. I think it kind of slims down my face, but I'd probably go about it differently on other face shapes, so just keep that in mind when you're doing your own blush. Now we're using Urban Decay. This is the vegan eyeshadow palette. It's got a lot of colors that you'd find in other palettes that they've made just vegan versions. So on a flat brush, I'm using Half Baked, and I'm just putting that all over the lid. And you'll note I'm doing sweeping motions and patting motions just to kind of get the color on there, but so that it's not too, I guess, opaque. You kind of want it to look a bit glowy. Next, I'm going to take Smog on the same brush. I'm just going to apply that on the lower lash line and a bit on the outer corner of the eye. This is just going to add a bit of a depth to the lower lash line, but it's going to stay in the same color family so it doesn't look too stark and too weird. I like to put a bit of depth under my eye looks on myself. That just looks good for my eye shape, I find. Now on a blender brush, I'm using Twice Baked, and I'm going to put that focused on the outer edge of the crease. And you can see I'm really kind of rocking it back and forth there to get most of the color in. And I'm going to blend it across in a sweeping motion, but really just dragging whatever product's already there. I'm not going to be picking up anything more. That's just going to give my eye a bit of a defined look, and again, staying in the same color family, so it's nice and kind of neutral. I'm really going to blend that out. I'm going to go back in with Smog and just blend out the top so that doesn't look too harsh on my brow bone area. It's just a really kind of smoked out sort of look. Now on an angle brush, I'm going to pick up Twice Baked again, and I'm just going to follow the direction of my lower lash line to create a guideline for my eyeliner. I like to use this trick when I'm doing wing liner. I think it just helps you find the most natural looking wing for your eye shape. And using the color that you already have in the crease, it's going to make it look really natural. It's just going to keep it kind of together so you don't see that kind of, I guess, cheat line. Next is Kryolan Aqua Color This is what I've been using for eyeliner lately. I really like it. It's kind of like the concept of a cake liner, but it's got a bit of glycerin in it, so it gives you a bit of working time and it glides on nicely. You can use that with water, but what I sprayed on it was a fixer spray, so that's just kind of give you a bit more staying power with that. And I'm just using a very thin brush, and that's going to help me get the right kind of line that I want. So you'll notice I start kind of on the middle outer edge of my lid, just getting the basic thickness of the line that I want. Then once I got that, I sort of, in light tapping strokes, I'm going to bring that all the way in. And that's just going to help me get a very clean, consistent line, and then I can just clean up the top like that after. And then I'd go and draw the wing in, following the guideline that I've already placed there. And then connect everything together and smooth out any kind of kinks in the line that there might be. And then on the other side, I'm just going to do the same thing, focusing on keeping it thin on the inside and slightly thicker on the outside. But you'll notice for this kind of everyday look, I'm not doing anything that's too dramatic. I'm trying to keep the line fairly thin because I like to be able to see my eyelashes over the top of the line. So I'm just going to curl my lashes. I really like eyelash curlers. I think they really do a lot for a look, and you can make or break an eye look with or without curling the eyelashes. So I definitely don't like skipping this step. I'm just going to do mascara. I'm just using some cheap Essence mascara to kind of bulk up my lashes. I really like the brush on this though. It's nice and thick, but it's not clumping. So notice I'm doing kind of stern pulls and also a little bit of wiggle. And that's just going to keep the eyelashes separated and happy and coated, and just good. My little trick I like to do is take a second mascara now. This is one with a plastic wand. This is just one by Avon. And that's going to help me brush through the lashes with it still applying a tiny bit more product. That way you're combing them through, they're still separated, but you're also kind of building up the length a little bit more. I really like the look that this gives. And you'll notice I'm making sure to get the little lashes that are on the inner corner of the eye. You don't want to forget to get those because then it kind of looks like your lash just ends and it's a bit weird. So yeah, again, still strokes and wiggles and brushing them through and making sure they're not clumping. And I'm just softly tapping my bottom lashes with the color to define them a little bit more. I'm going to use this Sugar Pill palette. There's a nice purple in there. I like to use that for my eyebrows. Obviously I have purple hair, so that's the reason I'm doing that. This step definitely wouldn't be considered natural, I think, for most people, or like for an everyday look, but this is just what I like to do. You could obviously do the exact same step with a more natural looking color and you get the same effect. So it's just about the technique. So you see I like to trace the bottom line of my eyebrow and then the top line and then fill in the middle. And you'll notice I turn the brush when I get to the front of the brow, and that kind of just softens it a bit so it's not too harsh. I like to keep that tail end of the brow slightly darker and the inner part slightly lighter. I don't know why actually, I remember reading about it somewhere, but that's kind of just what I do now. I think it looks great. So notice again, really defining that top line and filling it in, keeping it clean so that they look nice and sharp. Now I'm just going to take a spoolie and brush through them so that they're not too bold. I still want them to look sharp and clean, but I don't want them to look like they've been painted on. So this is just going to kind of soften them up. It's just a nude lip pencil. I like to refer to it as your color, but better. I'm just going to line my lips and fill them in. I like this color for kind of every day. It's just kind of simple looking, clean, and it doesn't look like you've got too much on. The lipstick I'm going to put over top of it is Maybelline Moisture Rich Extreme. They don't make these anymore, unfortunately, which that's a huge bummer because this is my favorite lipstick and I'm clinging onto it. Yeah, just kind of spreading that on. And on top of that, I'm going to put MAC Sun Tint. This came out with Hey Sailor. I can put the name of it in the description if you want, but it's just a tinted lip balm. And there I'm just going back in and kind of bulking up the lashes a bit more because I found they looked a bit weak. And that's the look. Hope you guys liked it, and let me know if there's any more requests and I'll try to get on them. Thanks.